Well, thanks so much for being willing to talk about this. Your name, first of all, and let's hear about your encounter.
Yeah, of course. So my name is Lyssa. I live in Rhode Island. So this incident actually happened when I was 21. So that makes it at least 12 years ago now, because I'm 32. I was living in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. It's a really small town. If you know it, you'll know about Mishnock Barn. That's kind of the neighborhood that I lived in. So during that time, I actually had one of my best friends staying with me for about a week. And during that week, we had continuously taken the same road trip from my house to a spot in Providence. It was actually called the Spot Underground to see musicians play. So while we were leaving the house, I'm pulling out of the road that would lead towards where the Mishnock Barn is, and then you see Route 3. And there's the on-ramps to 95. There's the two-side on-ramps. And we've taken this drive so many times, and we saw something in the sky that we couldn't really understand. And I'm just going to kind of turn to the camera. So as I'm driving, about the horizon line of the sky, I saw these two really bright balls of light, like large, not like a small plane, like two big balls of light, pretty low to the horizon. And again, we've taken this drive so many times, and they seemed too big to be anything we could really express. So she was like, "Oh, you think that's a sign? Like somebody's installing something?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And when we had said that, the right light blinked blue and went back to white. And we both saw that, and we were like, "What?" for a moment. And so I'm slowing down because I had just taken this left out of my road. Like I said, I'm facing like the on-ramps to the highway, but there's this gas station to the right. And I just have to pull up this little ramp, and I slow down because I'm still curious as to what this thing is. So I pulled down my window fully, and I actually took my head and looked outside, and she did the same from her side of the car as well. And we were confused because the lights that we had saw were gone in the distance. And then we looked up. And when we looked up, it was very quick. I will say this experience was very, very quick. There was about maybe, I don't know, like 8 or so lights kind of strewn about, like maybe in a circular position underneath this craft. And I'm saying it's a full-on craft because we're sitting in the parking lot, and I can see the tops of the pine trees, and I see how this thing was hanging only a few feet above the gas station, and it was about this, it was bigger than the size of the lot, pretty much, because it was going over the sides of the trees. So we see this, it's a craft of some sort. So I start screaming to this guy that's pumping his gas, like, "Look up, look up." And I swear it was like as soon as I said that, we just watched this thing zip over the trees without making a single sound. We still ended up going to the Spot Underground and went to see a concert, and we were telling folks about our experience, and they thought we were crazy. But yeah, that was 12 years ago, and we've been friends ever since, and we'll still like check in with each other and kind of say like, "Hey, did you feel that?" Or like, "Was that, do you remember the same thing I did?" Because I will say I did feel a little sense of like a telepathy for the first time in my life. Do you know that feeling you get when you have intuition? Intuition is like the closest thing that we have to like spirit. And I also think you feel that feeling when you're being watched or like really thought about. It's powerful. Humans are powerful like that. We have a lot more energy, but I think whoever was in the craft, I felt like I was being watched or heard.
And did the person in the gas station, did they happen to see it take off?
They didn't. So when I screamed at the guy, I realized he was underneath the awning.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, I think his girlfriend was in the passenger seat, and I think she just saw two crazy girls screaming at her boyfriend and was like, "Leave my boyfriend alone." But I walked into that gas station to pay for my gas cash, and I told the gas station attendant that this happened.
Yeah.
We told everyone at the club that this happened. I made a post on Facebook when I had one about when that happened, and it's the closest encounter I've ever seen. I have seen other things in the sky, but I can't say that I've ever been closer to anything otherworldly that I knew that could not be something of ours. I felt something deep inside of me, like spiritually, but more so the fact that like its essence was so calm, and I don't know anything that's flying in the air that doesn't make a lot of sound or it can get your attention in other ways. So
well, thank you so much.
Of course.
That was great.
Yeah,
Great
to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.